Okay, Bob?
Recording in progress.
Okay, thank you for being here. We will call to order reinvestment zone number 16 in the city of Houston. There are no board members on Zoom, but there are members of the public on Zoom. Jennifer, would you identify yourself, please?
Jennifer Curley, City of Houston.
Jennifer?
Maybe on mute.
No, she was on mute.
Did you hear me?
Okay, Jennifer Curley. Excellent. Okay, it's, everyone please mute yourself if you're on Zoom and if you're not speaking. Okay, first order of business is to approve the minutes from the September 25th, 2024 meeting. That's one page, one, if I can get a motion to that effect, please. Lisa, second.
I second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
So, thank you. Motion passed. Okay. We'll suspend reinvestment zone number 16 and we will call to order the Uptown Development Authority meeting. Again, no board members on Zoom, members of the public on Zoom. Jennifer, get another shot.
Jennifer Curley, City of Houston. Did you hear that?
Okay. No comments from the public. First order of business is to approve the minutes of the September 25th, 2024 meeting. If I could have a motion to that effect, please.
So moved.
Thank you, Dot. Second. Thank you, Lisa. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion approved. Now we'll turn it to Shannon. We've got some invoices to approve.
All right, great, thank you. That is, approval of invoices.
What?
Page 4.
Okay, thank you.
We have a short summary here of invoices presented to you today. In the top section, we have reimbursements to the district for administration, project management, and to the tune of just under $92,000. That's for the months of October and November. And then in that middle section, we have Youth Development Authority contracts and work orders for professional services to the tune of just over $39,000. You can see those professional services vendors there. And then for contract payments for construction projects, we have a $137,000 application payment to Harbor Brothers for Wilson's Gully. All of those total $268,997.49. The following pages are just a little bit more detail on 5 and 6 for those payments that we're submitting for your approval today. Do you have any questions or concerns?
If there are no questions, could I have a motion to approve pay, please? So moved. Second?
Second.
All right, thank you. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay, invoices are approved. MWDE report, Shannon.
Thank you. Starting on page 7, we have our MWDBE report for the month. The top section looks at a cumulative performance since inception for professional services with a goal of 24%. Cumulative since inception, we're at 41%. For construction with a goal of 17%. Cumulative, we're at 24%. The bottom section looks at this fiscal day, FY25. So far through this fiscal year, we're at 53% for professional services and 3% for construction. I will note that the construction is the tail end of the Harbor Brothers construction project, and so we're declining there, but overall they maintained, I think, just above a 17% for the total project. So this is just the trail end of the project. And then the subsequent pages give you a little bit more detail as to the contractor or the vendor and or any subs, and then graphical depictions for the.
Any questions? This does not require approval.
So fiscal year 2025, year to date,
That would be through October.
okay. Our fiscal year ends,
It's from July 1 through June 30.
okay, I'm sorry, I forgot that. And then over what period of time are you expected to maintain annually or over, what do they expect out of us as far as?
Well, our
'cause
goals.
it's gonna go up and down.
It does kind of go up and down depending on where they are in stages of the project. You can see that we've been successful throughout the TIRZ life. For professional services, for this fiscal year, we're at 53%, and that's largely a couple of vendors that do construction management for Wilson's Gully. And again, the only construction project we have is the Wilson Gully project with Harper Brothers, and that is coming to an end. In the beginning and middle of the project, we were as high as like 17% for,
Well, I guess my question is, are you supposed to maintain that percentage throughout the whole, over what period of time? I mean, is it like just over the whole? Can't seem to get my
Yeah,
question out
I
very
think-
clear.
so we do it by contract basis, like we're getting ready, so this Wilson Gully contract,
Okay, you do by contract,
We
okay.
do, and we have a goal, and we
Okay.
like to have our contractors strive to meet that. And so we look at it that way, and then also for professional services, we look to bring on vendors that meet the criteria as well. And so we've been successful on both of those.
So it may be a 5-year contract and you try to maintain this certain percentage?
Exactly, if you think about
Okay.
what we've done,
Or
like
1
Post
year.
Oak
Yeah,
Boulevard,
okay.
over the years of the term.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for that question. Any other questions, comments, or concerns?
Okay, we're gonna turn it over to Michael, Steve, and Jessica. This is, by the way, in your book is a handout. This is the interlocal agreement between Harris County, City of Houston, and the investment zone number 16 and the Development Authority. Let me simply say, this is a unique opportunity. To thank Commissioner Briones, who's represented by Freddie Guerra here today. And I'm gonna let everybody walk through. I hope you've had a chance to read it. Fortunately, it's not that long, it's not that dense, but, now Mike's gonna explain to us what this is and what this
Okay.
does.
This is in, correct me if I'm wrong, okay, Stephen?
Sure.
First I want to, Stephen already did, Freddie Guerra with Commissioner Briones, we've been working, we've been working on this for, I guess, the past month and a half, 2 months on it, thank you, Freddie. And we've been meeting with the commissioner staff, we're excited about it, they're excited about it, we can get a lot of
Which
good stuff
commissioner?
done. As long as, this is the first step that the UDA and TIRZ need to pass the interlocal agreement. Then it'll go to the Harris County Commissioners Court, where they'll take a look at it, deliberate on it. If they pass it, then it'll go to the city council and the mayor. And I know that the mayor and the commissioner, I think have already talked about it. So there is discussions over at city council and then also at Commissioners Court. This is the agreement that says what it is. This is not the project plan. And y'all have seen the project plan, you've seen the 5-year CIP. That will come at a later date on what infrastructure projects we're gonna end up doing, how long it takes to build the increment up. There is going to be, the commissioner and the county are gonna make improvements at, facility improvements at Memorial Park. Needed facility improvements, we're pretty excited about that. They're in discussions both with the city and Memorial Park on those facility improvements. So this is the agreement that puts things into action. The project plan will come back. We'll do a whole briefing on the project plan, explain every infrastructure project. It is exactly set up for some minor points, like the city's increment. 33% will go to, let me get into this. Interlocal agreement, we all have to vote on it. If it is amended by the county or the city, it'll come back to y'all for another vote. And then, again, the city, we need to approve it, and then we'll come back with a project plan to spend the infrastructure dollars and the rest of it, okay? Interlocal agreement. Right now, we receive 100% of the city's increment. The county is going to participate at this point in time at 40% of their increment, not the 100%. And it makes sense. They're going to go back using 1999 base year. They went back all the way to 1999. That's a lot of money. And so starting this year at 40%, we get a good amount of increment that goes to affordable housing, goes to infrastructure investment, and also goes to maintenance. The county rate is the county tax rate minus debt service. They've got obligations of debt service that they've had for many years. They're paying off debt that they might have passed in 1980, 1990, 2000 with the debt service. So we're going with only basically the maintenance and operations, which I think is 35 cents
35 cents.
35 cents.
So that's the tax rate
That's-
minus the debt service equals 35 cents. That's
Correct.
the part off which the increment is calculated.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. Here is basically how it's gonna be broken down on what goes from 57, around roughly 57% for infrastructure projects. 30, remember, we are an opt-in TIRZ, so 33% is dedicated to affordable housing. The county has in their document that it will be affordable housing within a 3-mile radius of the TIRZ,
Of a TIRZ.
of this TIRZ.
May I ask you first, what's the 40%? 40%?
So Doc, right now, we get 100% of the city increment. That is between 1999 and now. We're only gonna get 40% of that increment from the county.
What does that 40% represent? How much?
So, it'll be, I think it's roughly about, for the entire life, at 2% growth, which is, we're being conservative on that, we're roughly guess rate about 135 million total, somewhere 135, 140.
So what does it look like for the first
Thank you.
year?
The first year, excuse me, Lisa. The first year would be roughly about 6 million. That's a
6
rough,
million?
that is a rough guesstimate off of the numbers I got in front of me.
Thank you.
That answer? Okay. So 33% dedicated to affordable housing, 10% will be dedicated to maintenance. So they're gonna end up building facilities at Memorial Park. There's always, every time, we had it with the tri-party agreement, there's maintenance dollars. These will be maintenance dollars for the facilities there. I will say this, there's been one change that's in your document. While we are in construction, before the projects are actually done, those maintenance dollars will go to infrastructure projects. Now, the county can change that. They've got the flexibility to move that 10%. So like the first couple of years, while we're doing the planning and doing the building, that money can go to infrastructure projects and not to maintenance. That clear?
Michael, is the 3-mile radius of the border of the TIRZ, is that pretty typical?
It's new for the county. It's not, I mean, it's new for us because we've been a city TIRZ. We're adding the county in, the counties have their own rules. And so each commissioner's court, this agreement is with Commissioner Baronis in Precinct 4. So Commissioner Ellis, Commissioner Garcia, Commissioner Ramsey will have other options within TIRZ within their jurisdiction.
And with our agreement with the city, is it wherever dollars are needed?
Wherever the city wants to, wherever the dollars are needed. Wherever the city decides the dollars are needed.
So how does it, is it literally you take the boundaries of it and you go 3 miles out from each boundary? It's not from a central point?
My understanding is the boundary.
Okay,
Anywhere
there's a big difference.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, because
It's a
we're 2
huge
miles,
difference.
it's 2 miles from end to end,
Yeah.
so you can, yeah.
Okay, good.
So what was the answer?
The answer is it's from the boundaries, not from the
And not
center.
from the center?
Yeah.
They'd only get a mile.
So, and Doc, and everybody, when we come back with a project plan, actually, we'll come back in it before, as we start to develop the project plan, we'll come back with charts and stuff about how many dollars and what year, that come into the, there'll probably be some bonds sold at some point in time using the increment. But none of the increment will be received until like, 2026. We have a whole year before we're receiving it. This is where you consider approval, the ILA. Does anybody have any questions about what this is? And what's gonna come after?
So this is an important agreement, so if you have questions, please ask.
If anybody's interested, I asked our bond counsel, Jessica Holodeck, to be here. She's represented other zones, her firm's represented other zones that have done essentially this exact same deal with the county. She's seen other agreements like this, so she can answer
Jessica,
questions
would you
better than
call
I
this
can.
fairly typical?
Yep, I guess I'm here to offer you some comfort about the health of this document. I ran a red line. It looks exactly like my firm has represented TIRZ 1, that's the St. George Place, and TIRZ 20, that's Southwest Houston, used to be known as
will say that the TIRZ is 25 years old. We have some streets that are older than 25 years. We have some streets that need to be fixed. I mean, if you go look at West Alabama, Hidalgo, Richmond, that Sage, at Westheimer needs to be widened. We have a bunch of infrastructure. The boulevard's great. There's maintenance on the boulevard that we need to do. There's also, we have two big projects going to be built here. The Post Oak Partners project, and then Midway Parkway. We're looking at doing the secondary streets down Lynn Street, to connect Lynn Street with Feeder Road, and possibly even connect it to San Philip. So there's still a lot of work to be done on the infrastructure and the streets. Sage is aging, Hidalgo's aging, West Alabama's aging, so we have a lot of infrastructure projects to keep working on.
Do we have an overlay map that shows the precinct boundaries versus?
The only thing, okay, that's a good question, Judson. Precinct 4 covers, and we'll send one to you, I don't have one here. Precinct 4 covers everything south of San Philip, including Memorial Park. Precinct 3 has everything north of San Philip and west of 610. So roughly 17% geographically of the city TIRZ, 17% it will be out of this deal. 83% will be in with Commissioner's Grounds.
So I guess that just simply means that there's no tax increment coming to us from the tracts that are outside of.
Exactly.
That's what it sounds like.
Okay.
And if Commissioner Ramsey wants to join at any point in time, he's welcome to join.
Okay.
He likes infrastructure.
Questions? Would someone like to make a motion to approve?
Mr. Chairman, if we could make the motion subject to any non-substantive changes, since it's still a draft, it has to be approved by the two other governmental bodies.
Especially if you're gonna ask me to sign it, yeah, that's an excellent idea.
And then, of course, if there are any significant changes, we'll bring them back to the board. We will have one more meeting this year, so we'll be able to do that.
Yes, so would someone like to make a motion to approve this subject to and granting the authority to sign it subject to minor non-material changes?
Yes, very good.
So move.
Second? Thank you, all in favor?
Aye.
Thanks, this is exciting. Thank you. Thank you,
Very
Mr.
straightforward. We're going to, you want to explain what we have to do? We still have to go through the updates and then you have to close and open.
Yes, well, you're going to do the updates. Once we get out of the updates, we need, Mr. Chairman, when you reconvene the TIRZ meeting, this needs to be approved by the TIRZ also, the exact same
Got it.
agreement.
Okay.
Ready for updates, Chairman, Mr. Chairman?
Yes, sir, please.
All right. So we have a number of updates. FEMA, Shannon and Clark have been working, have been doing a great job on these FEMA updates. Let me just give you an example. We have over 600,000 in damage from Hurricane Beryl. See these trees? 21 had to be cut out, had to be cut down, and how many had to be straightened? 79. So we,
That's in the median and 150 in the cyclones.
so that's over 20% of our trees got affected. And that's mainly a cost, that's a cost that goes to the district, not to the TIRZ. It's a district cost, improvement district cost. So we roughly have 600,000 of damage. We're not going to replace any trees right now. We'll have to do that later date. We're submitting $266,000 to FEMA for reimbursement. We'll roughly get, hopefully we'll get around $200,000 back on cutting the trees, straightening the trees, irrigation, and the others. But Clark, Dwayne, and others worked night and day to get all this refixed after Beryl. It was significant. Doc, you probably saw it, a lot of it living down here.
Yeah.
Wilson's Gully's almost finished. It's been capped. Y'all remember seeing all those holes? And Wilson's Gully, again, remember, was the big project down here that fixed a flooding problem we had on the north side. Now we have to do the landscaping and also fix the neighbor's fence. We have significant, JC's been working with the neighbors who back right up to it, and we're going to be replacing their fences here pretty soon. So that's a city, a county. Commissioner Ramsey gave us $700,000 It's a UDA and also a district project. Metro, I told you I would come back every couple of months and give you an update on Metro. Barbara is here with Metro. Thank you for coming. Remember, we changed the headways in June from 15 minutes to 20 minutes, and we also changed from the articulated diesel buses to the smaller CNG buses, which I think was a good move. They right-sized the buses going up and down Post Oak Boulevard, but we've seen a dramatic drop in ridership. This is, in April, it was 29,000 during the month. In September, it was 16,000. 19,000 in August. If you go to August last year, it was 28,000.
Will they attribute that to, Michael?
It has to be the headways. And so we've met with Metro. We're talking what's the criteria of moving back to the old headways. So we're having conversations. You know, we were year over year, the riderships were slowly going up. We were about 1,000 boardings a day during the week. And back in, before the boulevard was built, on the bus line that was on Post Oak, there was about 1,700 a day. So we're slowly getting back to that number. Anyway, we have COVID. People aren't working in their offices as much as they used to, especially Mondays and Fridays. So we'll continue to update this. We're going to talk to Metro about what the criteria means about going back to the 15 minutes. Oh, and we're also, Barbara and her team are going to come in here. Jonathan Zadek, who's on the district board, has asked, get Metro to come in here and speak to his 60 employees about how they can take park and ride to the Silver Line. Crime stats. We still have a drop in vehicle theft and vehicle break-ins compared to the same time last year. This is January to September 2023 in blue, and in orange is red, that is 2024. So you can say we've had over a 30% drop in both those categories, which is our #1 category. Uptown's a safe place. If you leave your purse or computer or shopping bags in your car, you're on your own. You're on your own, exactly.
You'll remember next time.
Yeah.
So we've seen a 30% drop. Also, the Galleria has seen a 40% drop.
Really?
So, yeah, they're doing a lot on their garages. They're also going to be putting new entrances in. I think the yellow lot has crossing arms now, so when you go in and exit, it kind of slows things down. And if somebody's going to break in your car, they think twice about it when you got the arms, when you got a gate. New patrol vehicles. Currently we have, this is also a district-funded, improvement district-funded project. Currently we have 6 patrol trucks. They are aging. They're from 2009 to 2017. Maintenance is like, we've replaced many engines in those trucks. They're like $9,000 a year for maintenance. The warranties have expired. We're gonna keep 2 of the old trucks, and we're gonna buy 5 new Ford Interceptors. They're the main car that HPD uses it. This is a Ford Interceptor. This is a stock photo from Ford. We're going to go with a white version. We can't do it exactly, it looks like HPD, but we're going to get as close as we can. We're going to get rid of the patrol on the side. We're actually going to put police. They'll have an uptown marker, uptown Houston marker here. All the other markings will be almost exactly like the police vehicles.
Back on the public safety, I don't know, I heard about the demonstration that was down here a couple of weeks ago. I mean, can we do anything about that sort of thing?
We can't, HPD has a really good, they're on top of it, and we get TJ gets them first, TJ sends them to Bob and I, and then anybody's interested, we send them out to, like Jonathan Zadek wants to see it, some others who have shops on the boulevard. We can't, it's a public protest, you can do it, but what happens is HPD sends. We can't. HPD sends their entire crew down here, and so usually they march, depending on what it is, they march from the corner of Westheimer and Post Oak Boulevard, and they'll march down to the water wall. And then they'll have They'll protest what they're gonna protest, HPD stays with them the entire time. And we've really had hardly any incidents besides interrupting some traffic.
There's been a couple of arrests in past protests. The last few we've had, there's been no incident that I'm aware of.
But they come down in force.
Well, there was I was out of town, but we were watching on the news, and it was the number of people. I thought, oh my gosh.
Yeah, we take care of them, we get these emails and texts every weekend that's gonna happen. But HPD, since they many times they said they'll send their horse, division, what do you want? Horse patrol, mountain patrol.
Right on that corner,
Yeah.
right there.
So you're using, then on the cars, I've done this in our subdivision, that supposedly they're used to idling, you know, so the
Yeah.
motor, is that what's supposed to
These are 2025, they're police
Yeah.
issued, so they're better at idling. These our trucks weren't built for idling,
Yeah,
and so that's why we have a lot of maintenance problems with them.
Is this what we're going to have?
This is what we're gonna have. It's the same car as the HPD. It's
What's
just,
the
you're
car?
looking at it from a different version. And it will be white with police on the side.
it's got
We think that the police is more of an deterrent than patrol.
Absolutely.
And so we want it to look as much like the HPD as possible. We're gonna have the same markings on the back. We're gonna buy the 100 Club sticker and put the 100 Club sticker on the back. We'll have a number on it. It'll say police. And then all of our patrol are all certified HPD officers. So we have about 52 we have three. We basically have 3 shifts, morning, middle of the day, and then evening. And there's usually three patrol each shift. Not always, depending on, some officers can't make it, but usually 3. So we're excited. And this is all improvement district funded. Holiday decor is up, but it's not lit. It'll be lit on Friday. The stars are installed, holiday trees are up, lights start on Friday. Remember last year, since we couldn't do the lighting of the Christmas tree and the fireworks, we decided to go almost a full 2 months with the lights. We spent a lot of money on these trees, and so we should use them. And so they'll be up starting Friday. And the turkey trot's back. I already told y'all before, I'm gonna be down there with my kids. JC's gonna be down there with me. And Shannon, so please sign up. The other thing is, we've got, that's not on here, next year during the rodeo, we're gonna have one of the trail rides go down to Post Oak Boulevard, the Mission Trail Ride.
Oh, my.
Yeah, so, that's gonna be.
Having been around horses a lot, that's a lot of cleaning up you gotta do.
It is. So we'll see how it goes. It's one of the smaller ones. It's not the big one, so, but we think it'll be pretty exciting. The other
Money
thing
on our
is,
fertilizer.
yeah, we've got Clark's here, and he can answer any questions. We've made significant we've made progress with the Uptown Memorial Park Trail and Bridge. And so we've been working hard on it. You can see back here on the wall, we got photos of what a bridge would look like. We got the map. We have what it would look like from Villa d'Este right here. You're looking down on it. We have all these. Clark can answer your questions. This goes by Eden's property. We made, and these areas right here, when you have this color, it's gonna be a raised sidewalk because of the tree roots. When it goes down here, it'll be the concrete pavers. So we made significant progress. Still 2026 before we break ground?
Yeah, we found out today the bridge company's coming down maybe $1 million on the bridge. So
Yeah.
that's good news.
That's correct.
I noticed they're doing some work on the bayou. I saw some heavy equipment, and I didn't know if that had anything to do with our bridge.
Not yet, no. Which section?
Kind of by the Omni.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They've got some pretty significant stuff, like almost in the bayou, and I wondered
Wow.
if that had something to do with us or with the Corps of Engineers, preparing for that.
Not yet. So, any questions afterwards? Clark will be there, any of the photos. Mr. Chairman? No?
Okay, so now we're going to recess the Uptown Development Authority meeting. We are going to reconvene the TIRZ meeting. We're now going to consider approval of a motion to approve on behalf of the TIRZ, the interlocal agreement that we previously approved on behalf of the Uptown Development Authority. So I need a motion to approve the agreement, subject to any changes that may, not of a material nature, and if they are material, they'll be for the board. Can I have a motion to that effect to approve it, please? Thank you, Lisa. Second?
What did I do in the first motion? Sorry.
No.
What was the first motion?
The UDA.
So this is, we are
This is
literally
TIRZ.
two different entities approving the same exact agreement.
Right.
Okay, that was the second I heard. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Motion approved. Okay, we will now
It
adjourn.
falls,
the
you're
investment
right.
zone number 16 and the Uptown Development
So
Authority,
this falls
because we're done.
with the flag.